that the person will end up in a conversation will be like starting with a business idea. So the person will start communicating his mind to you, and all his mind, all what he have is the business idea. Then the other person also will bring up the mind communicating same business idea, and they will all be on the same line, and they will be able to flow well. But people that they are very good, they can see you. They have a way that they used to communicate. They have where to start from. Even they will be beating around the bush, and those people, they end up saying a lot, and some essence they don't even make sense because they talk too long. Yes, so I agree with what research is saying.
All right.
But said the fact that oh, sorry, say.
Go on.
I'm trying. The fact that someone has a good or a strong social network doesn't mean the person doesn't pay attention to details.
Yes.
So I want to believe.
Sir, can I chip in a bit?
I want to believe it's different from what the research is trying to say.
Okay.
Sir, can I?
Yeah, I want to.
Yes. Okay, Jay, go on. Jay.
I want to use Priscilla's example. Yes, sir. I want to use Priscilla's example. All right. So, a bit of disclaimer at first. No one is saying that, just as this man said, no one is saying that those with a stronger social network do not find opportunities. Now, using Priscilla's example, we are a group of friends. We found out that, okay, this area that we like visiting has no food joint. However, we have identified that, okay, we could actually come up with a food joint for this area, Laudable. Now, there is also a Bismarck who doesn't really mingle. Now, Bismarck has noticed that, okay, again, there is no food joint here, and there is an avenue for some food joint to be brought there. However, Bismarck, his intuition and his research and attention to detail, sensitivity, etc., goes ahead to study the area a bit more and to note that, oh, okay, in as much as there is no food joint, has anybody actually brought a food joint here? If yes, why did it fail? Why do we not have food joints here? Or why are food joints not working? If no, if I brought in a food joint, what kind of foods or what kind of services will I add up to it? So you notice that, yes, those with the social networks might have, got the idea, but it may not last.
Yes.
Just as we've had a lot of opportunities or businesses come up and, died just, more like dead on arrival. However, the weaker social network, because of their attention to detail, they are easy, or they find it better, or they get, steady better. So they go the extra mile in getting, the what will actually sustain a business. And hence, I agree with the weaker social network or research.
Good.
So yes, with Priscilla's assertion, yes, it's true. But that's on the face of it. Aside that, what next? What's the next angle you are going to take? Because it's all like, that is because we are the people visiting the place. But are we the only people who visit the place? How about the indigenes of the place? How are we also going to get them to patronize the food joint that we are going to bring?
Hey, Priscilla,
wait. JJ, I want to get like there. I mean, my point is, I want to get the fact that, are they saying that the fact that people with good social network don't pay much attention to details?
Okay,
if that
so
is
let
the
me
case,
clarify
then
that part.
That research, like,
let me clarify that part.
Exactly.
When they say they do not pay attention to details,
yes.
When they say they do not pay attention to details, it's simply because, one, they construe people with strong social ties as individuals that are like-minded individuals. In other words, they think alike, they process information around them almost always in the same way. So the force that I will find is likely to be the same force that you will find in our environment. And that is why I began by making allusion to the similarity to me connection. Now, those with weaker ties are people that do not think alike. So whereas I am looking at it from one particular angle, the other person in the network is also looking at it from a different angle. And you all agree with me that in the very soon we're moving on to creativity. Most brainstorm exercises and creative exercises which yield favorable results are the ones where people look at the problem from multiple angles. And so the ones with weaker social ties, because they are not like-minded and they do not think or process information in the same manner, they end up finding the faults easily and also churning out solutions to it much easier. And that is where the research is coming from. So don't look at it sophistry by saying, when we say paying attention to details. In fact, you can even be someone who pay attention to great details, okay? But at the end of the day, when you find yourself in a social network which submerges some of your ingenuities, there is no way it will come up or it will crop up. So analyze the findings in that respect. Is it okay? Good.
Sir.
Yes. Who is speaking?
This is Jay.
Jay. Okay, Jay, go on.
Jerome, Jay.
Okay.
Yes, please. I just want to chip in a bit of experience on this, but more like to digress a little.
No problem. Go on.
So, there was a time that I was, let's say, some jobs that I did.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I had this experience from one family where I was on call, so I went in to resolve the issue for them in their home.
Okay.
Now, it is generally seen, and I'm sure you agree that most people who are very wealthy, rich men or rich folks, are very brash.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to this home where I was stationed with my laptop doing the work for the people. There was a man sat there with his friend. Now, the man looked like as though, he doesn't look like a rich man. His friend actually looked a bit polished, but it looked as if that friend had come to visit. So definitely he was dressed up. Now, this home that I went to is a very rich home. Okay. Extremely rich. Even when you see the pictures on their walls and the kinds of people they've taken photos with, no one will tell you, because the autographs and things that you're seeing, no kidding. Now, the man or the owner of the house, the man himself, was having a conversation with his son, and he went like, "Kwejo, have you done your homework?" And this was around this time of the day.
Okay.
So he was like, "Kwejo, have you done your homework?" And Kwejo was like, "No, he has not." So then the normal Ghanaian family would be like, "I did not go homework." And they'll be scolding the kid, right?
Yeah.
But this man actually went like, "If I were you, I will go do my homework, take a shower, have dinner, and come and play my games or watch TV." So this actually hits me. So the kid was there for a while. Then I realized, it's rather his father speaking to him. So this is actually a very rich and learned man. This is like the owner of, the wealth I'm talking about. And see the way he was relating to his kid. So I later started watching around, and I saw that the kid had received several awards, in school. Now, this goes to tell you the approach. And the approach the man gave to the kid gave the kid that leeway to have that, let's say, developed brain. Now, this vis-a-vis another situation where I did a TA job in another school. Now, in that school, what happens is there is nothing like, for example, this class you're having, there's nothing like being brushed towards a kid, or maybe these canes and all that. Every answer is right. However, what they do is they will find out, why did you give this answer? Once you give a response to a question, the teacher will find out, why did you give this answer? And they will let you know that, yes, in as much as your answer may not be suitable, it is a good answer and it is good thinking. So it encourages you. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Now, I'm just trying to bring it to this our normal context, where the usual thing is, once there's something not falling in place or out of the norm, then it's giddy, 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 giddy. However, once you go a bit out of context, just as you said, there's always that outlier. So that out of context bit always gives you the competitive advantage over the norm, where we have the like thinkers. So you are able to think of the other angles than the normal ways of thinking to resolve an issue.
Okay. Thank you for your contribution. Now, have you are in level 400, so I am assuming you've come across Hofstede's cultural dimensions. Were you introduced to it in level, I think, 200 or level 300? Hofstede's cultural dimensions.
Please come again.
Hofstede's cultural dimensions.
Yes, please, cultural dimensions.
Have you come across it? Have you come across it?
No, sir. Oh. I've not heard of it before.
Yeah.
No.
Are you sure? I'm not going to give it to you as an assignment, but I just want to clarify why
you mention it. They'll remember.
Hofstede's cultural. I didn't know Makano, but some of you are even saying they've never heard it. Okay, have you heard about individualism and collectivism? Individualism and collectivism. So when we say an individual is a collectivist,
now Sharif remember.
So when you say someone is a collectivist, what does it mean? Okay, someone should say it for 5 marks. Hey, 5 months, no one wants it.
Say the question again. Say the question again, let me try.
It's okay. It's okay. Now, according to J.Ed Hofstede, if you scan around the globe and you try to understand the cultural underpinnings of people's behavior, you will realize that these cultural underpinnings are explained by 5 main factors. And he believes that individuals in any given community of practice are culturally programmed to think and expect things to happen in a particular way. That is according to Hofstede. So when you talk about collectivism and individualism, Hofstede is saying that, for instance, when it comes to Ghana, things are done in a familial or a group fashion. So in a typical Ghanaian society, we say that a child is raised by the society. And this indicates that when the child is going wayward and even their parents are not around, any adult who is around is expected to correct the child, right? So that is a typical collectivistic expression. Now, when we talk about individualism, we are referring to the degree to which individuals in a community will prefer to live just like me, myself, and I. So everything is self-centered. Everything has to be around the individual. So when it comes to achievements, whereas the collectivistic context, people will be pursuing an agenda for the collective good of their group or their family or their community. the individualistic context individual will be pursuing an agenda which will bring out their individual interests. Now, having this at the back of your mind, I am not surprised why, in the first place, all our arguments were pointing to the fact that people with larger or stronger social ties are likely to identify new ideas easily, simply because that is how our environment has programmed us to see as the norm. And so don't also forget where some of these research findings are coming from. They are coming from the Western world, which is characterized to be an individualistic context. So if you really want to appreciate some of these findings, you have to put it into the right perspective by using some of these cultural analysis to make sense of it. Is it okay? So the thing you learned in level 200 or so, I'm now linking it to something we are doing now. Is it okay? All right, so let's make progress. Now, the issue of creativity.
Yes, sir.
Creativity. So creativity basically refers to innovation, insightful ideas, the degree to which an individual can generate a novel or useful idea. And it is imperative to add at this point that opportunity recognition may be at least a part of a creative process. In other words, when your ability to scan your business environment and identify some problems which can be turned into a business venture is a creative process on its own. So that is why we are saying opportunity may be at least in part a part of a creative process. According to research, creative process or the processes, the series of activities and steps that individuals go through in order to arrive at a creative idea or a novel idea can be broken down into 5 main stages. And what are these stages? They are basically the preparation stage, the incubation, the illumination, evaluation, and elaboration stage. This
Sir,
one,
I think your internet is bad, or is it me?
Oh, really? Don't worry, I'm recording it, so you'll get,
I
when
think
you
your
get the
internet
video,
is getting a bit bad.
don't worry, when you get the video, you get the full appreciation of all that I'm saying, okay? Let's try and adjust with this new norm. So I'm saying that creativity or the series of steps or stages that an individual goes through to generate a creative or novel idea can be fractioned.
Your network.
Is it, can you hear me now?
We can't hear you, sir.
Is it clear now? Hello.
You know,
Sir is back.
I wanted
Sir
to
is back.
say,
Please, sir is
Hello?
back.
Hello.
Back. Welcome back from commercial break.
there is backing.
Yes, yes.
SMO.
Hey,
The internet
Well,
is
maybe I'm
very
tired.
Sheriff, so
overheated.
Hi, sir.
You are tired already.
Okay.
it seems today says network is bad.